Hey guys, I think it's time that I take you all on a test drive of my 2023 Toyota GR86. So this is what the inside of the car looks like. I've done quite a few modifications to this car because I really want to keep this for a long time, so I've wanted to do more mods. But some of them being like these paddle shifters that you can see. And yeah, I did get the automatic. So the automatic comes with paddle shifters, and you can see right here. And I've gotten definitely a lot of comments, but I'll share what I think about the automatic versus the manual in this video. But the driver experience is really nice. You don't have that many blind spots. Like, you can see pretty much all around really comfortably. Like, you don't really see the best through these little windows. But I usually have the back down, and I feel like you can see a little bit better through there. And depending on where your seat is, you should be able to see more. But this is kind of how I drive and how I keep it. But let's get going, and I'll show you what it's like. I just have an axle back, and it is super loud, and I really like it. I would say that the sound for the exhaust is very comfortable. It's definitely not too loud where I'm freaking out, but you can still really hear it while you're driving. And I just like having that more aggressive sounding, I guess, engine sound and exhaust sound when I'm driving. It just makes sense in a car that's this compact and this sporty to have something a bit louder. But the handling for this car is very, very comfortable. One of the greatest things with this car is just its cornering abilities with the lower center of gravity and just being really comfortable on the sharp turns that you take. We're filming this video a bit later in the day, so I guess people are getting off of work. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I feel really planted. Like, I just did a really fast maneuver just to get through from all that traffic, but like right here on some of these sharper turns, you're really low to the ground and you can actually feel it. Like, the car is not wiggling side to side, it is just staying flat. But when you're in the driver's seat, you really do feel it. Hopefully you guys can see. And we're getting hit with radar. So yeah, a radar detector is definitely a must in a car like this. You're gonna be going a bit faster, and it's kind of helpful to have. But this was in normal mode. I'm not in sport mode right now, but when you're in sport mode, it really holds on to those higher RPMs and gets you in a better torque band. Let me show you some of the settings we can have on the screen. Right now I have our G-force accelerometer where it shows how much we're accelerating. I'm gonna go to the right. So I'm putting it into sport mode, but now you can see our horsepower, like our little graph. So it shows you where you're having the most gains. And again, we are in sport mode. One of the best things with sport mode is how aggressive it is with slowing down. I'm gonna hit the brakes a little bit and you're gonna hear how much engine braking it does. I will just say, when you're pulling up to a light in second gear and you're in sport mode, it just sounds so good when you pass all the cars. Oh yeah. So if you're questioning whether you should get this car or not, I would highly recommend it, especially if your budget is under 40K or I guess 35K, depending on how you negotiate and what model you get. I'd really recommend this car. Like, there is definitely a range if you're looking at used or new cars, because you could definitely get a way faster car, possibly even better looking used for this car. But when it comes to new cars, I can just say that there's no new cars that you can get that just matches the looks and aesthetics of a brand new car like this. It just really takes a lot of those Porsche aesthetics for a price tag that is just a fraction of the price. And it still has some nice Japanese sports car-esque looks. And a lot of nice features and convenience that Subaru and Toyota have really refined over the past many, many years of making cars. I will say, just in my area that I drive, I get stopped all the time by people asking what type of car this is. I've blacked out the badges to put my own family emblem on it, but a lot of people are still curious about what type of car it is, where it comes from, and like, you just don't see cars like this around. Back, 20, 30, 40 years ago, there were way more coupes around. You could pretty much get a two-door in almost every car. But now that it's moving more to like SUVs and crossovers and like hatchbacks and stuff, you really don't see coupes and these two-door coupes rolling around anymore. So I'm very happy that I'm a part of this time period where I'm still able to get this car and I'm still able to enjoy these memories. And I will say, a lot of the people that come up to me, they're not like, attractive young women. It's mostly like the older men who like wish this could be their dream, and they're just like so envious, and they really wish that this could be their car and they could have had this when they were younger. That's really what this car is about. Like, you really enjoy your youth. Oh yeah. You really enjoy having fun in this car. Like, it's not a Mercedes, it's not an Audi, it's not a Porsche or a BMW, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful looking car. And if you don't care about the names, you don't care if it's a Toyota or not, and you just compare this car to a regular like BMW sedan, I would say probably like 9 out of 10 people would say that this car looks better. And yeah, you definitely still have a lot of power and stuff. It's just when you compare it to like super performance cars, you really can't compete. And one unfortunate thing is with like that track, the engine issues that people have talked about. Am I worried about that? Not really. I mean, I take corners sharp, and I do want to do some like drifts and stuff, and I did want to take it to a track, but I really like this car just for driving it every single day. And I feel like in normal commuting and normal driving, like no one's never gonna have those issues with the, engine braking stuff, just because you're not taking G's constantly. But you will be able to have fun when you're driving, when you're commuting. And the weirdest thing about this car too, which it's good and bad, but anytime I finish like a cruise, or like if I go to the store and I'm gone driving for like even like an hour, I come back and I sit back at my house and I'm like, I still feel like I want to drive more. I still feel like I want to take this car out. And like the new car sensation, I don't even know how many months I've had this car. I think I got it like 6-7 months ago. It still feels like a new car, and I'm still just as excited, if not more excited, to take this car out. It is just so much fun to drive every single day. And like when I go to bed, you just look at it. Like, all my neighbors have asked about this car. I have an internship right now, and when I pull up to work, I was leaving one day and one of my managers saw, and like literally all the managers at my work were asking about my car. So it just has that impression that it's a very beautiful, luxurious sports car, even though it's a Toyota or a Subaru. So if that's what the kind of looks that you're going for, I love the aesthetic of having the nice car, but that's definitely a plus if that's what you're looking for. However, when it comes to the performance, if people pull up to you wanting to race and they're in an S version of an Audi or an RS, you should just put on the hazards and stay back and let them have fun. No, I mean, you could definitely keep up, but they will bust you, or like at least gap you by quite a bit. I've learned my lesson a couple times. But just having this beautiful sound on an affordable axleback, on the simple mods that I've done to this car, the air intake, everything is just so simple, so cheap, so easy to work on this car, and just the cost of maintenance is going to be so cheap. If you compare Audi or BMW warranties or like other costs, if you're doing maintenance or repairs, just the expenses are so much higher. And I really like to have the peace of mind that I'm not buying a money pit, and that even though, you know, when you get this car new or used, certified, you get a good warranty. In like 5 years, when I need to get replacement parts or do things, it's not going to break the bank, and it's going to be worth just fixing and stuff, instead of, you know, what some people do is just get a new car when things break. I would not want to do that. This car would last, you know, a lot of use and a lot of wear, and you'd still be, you know, very happy with it. So yeah, this was the driving. I hope you enjoyed. I gave some of my opinions on it, some of my feedback. I really love this car. Let me know what you guys think down below, what videos you want to see. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.